9 abandoned cities you should never visit. 1. Plymouth, Montserrat. Plymouth is a ghost town on the island of Montserrat, located in the Leeward Island chain of the Lesser Antilles, West Indies. The city of Plymouth was abandoned due to it being at the base of a volcano. In 1995 a very large volcano near the city was on the verge of erupting, so the residents were evacuated, and later in 1997, the volcano completely erupted and covered the city in 40 feet of ash. The volcano is still active, so the tourists aren't allowed to go anywhere near. 2. Hashimu Island, Japan. This is an abandoned city on a Japanese island. When Japan was trying to make its economy grow through coal mining, they did it in Hashima. The city had all the amenities like any other normal city, except that everyone here was a coal miner. But over the years, Japan modernized and petrol began beating coal, which caused the coal plant to shut down. The miners left the island and today the city was left abandoned. There are rumors that the island may be haunted, as before being a coal mine, it was a forced labor site during World War II. 3. Ghost cities, China. There are many megacities built in China with millions of houses and everything except one thing, the people. Big cities with no people to live in. Since the Chinese economy is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, it is also driven by debt. The local government builds economies by building more cities to stimulate the property market. These huge cities are abandoned, and if you happen to visit one, might get lost in case of an incident you might not find help. 4. Coalmanskop, Namibia. Coalmanskop is a ghost town in southern Namibia, 10 kilometers inland from the port town of Luderitz. It was named after a transport driver named Johnny Coleman who, during a sandstorm, abandoned his ox wagon on a small incline opposite the settlement. Once a small but very rich mining village, it is now a tourist destination run by the joint firm Namibia de Beers. 5. Fordlandia, Brazil. In the 1930s, Henry Ford decided to make a city in Brazil, where they wanted to make a cheap rubber. The natural resources would be taken from the Amazonian jungle since no one lived there, and so he decided to make a city and name it Fordlandia. Since extracting rubber wasn't that cheap and the factory was in one of the dangerous jungles, the workers started to leave and now the place is completely abandoned. 6. Bodie, California. This city is known for sunny beaches and surfing, but in the 1800s, the city was paved with gold, as in there was gold underneath the city. There were thousands of miners living in the city with 65 saloons and 65 nightclubs. But when the gold rush ended, the only thing that existed there was a post office. The town has been abandoned since 1942, and all that is left there are old buildings which looks something like from the sets of a cowboy movie. 7. Pripyat, Ukraine. It was on 26th of April 1986, that the town of Pripyat experienced the eruption of the nuclear reactor at the Chernobyl plant. 50,000 residents had to leave the town in a matter of hours. The outbreak had cost many people their jobs and homes. Today the town is completely abandoned and all you can find there are empty buildings and overgrown plants. 8. Varosha, Cyprus. This city was once a rich place and every millionaire came into play in it. It was filled with luxury boats and all the top celebrities would visit the place. In 1974, when Turkey invaded Cyprus, 15,000 residents fled the city. They left their belongings in hope of returning. But since then the tension between the two countries has constant and the city has remained abandoned. 9. North Brother Island, New York. There is a 20-acre island that is isolated and completely abandoned. In the 1800s, it was a pandemic hospital to quarantine people suffering from smallpox. But in the 1960s it was abandoned and today it is habited by trees and bushes. Also, New York has banned anyone from going to the island.